So, welcome to our new short video on effective literature review for research paper writing, strategies and tips. So, in this video, I will be going to discuss about how to do the literature review. I mean, how to conduct the literature review for efficient research gaps finding and research findings, I would say. So, first of all, we should need to understand कि लिटरेचर सर्वे में हमने करना क्या है. तो व्हाट वी हैव टू डू इट इज़ बेसिकली कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव रिव्यू ऑफ द एग्जिस्टिंग वर्क. तो हमने जो एग्जिस्टिंग वर्क या एग्जिस्टिंग स्टडीज जितनी भी हो रखी हैं उनका हमने कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ओवरव्यू करना है अपने लिटरेचर सर्वे में. सो इट इज़ systematically identifying, analyzing, and synthesizing the previous work. So that can be existing work, can be thesis work, it can be articles, it can be books, or other relevant sources. So it may be from any of these sources. The purpose of again of the literature survey is to find and identify the research gaps in context with our study. Means what we are doing and what are the gaps in the existing studies. So that we have to do in the effective literature survey writing. Now, how we can, this is a four-step process that how we can conduct a literature review in a better way. So first of all, we need to define our research questions or topic. ऐसा नहीं है कि हमने सीधा ही लिटरेचर सर्वे पेपर्स को पढ़ने लग जाना है और उसको उसमें से फाइंडिंग्स करने हैं. हमने पहले कुछ रिसर्च क्वेश्चंस को लिखना है जो रिसर्च क्वेश्चन बेसिकली वो होंगे जो हमारे प्रॉब्लम के रिलेटेड होंगे. I will be discussing one example at the end of the video where you will be able to see that what kind of research questions we can frame for finding a better literature survey. Next is we have to find out the relevant literature. It can be from various sources like from Scholar, Google Scholar, or PubMed, or other relevant ACM Digital Library, or some other sources. Last third step is we have to organize the findings in a sequence of manners that will discuss that how we can organize our findings of the previous research. And last, we have to critically evaluate all the sources which are to be used in conducting our literature survey. So this is the four-step process that how we can do a better literature survey. Normally, I have this is my personal experience that students are doing literature survey by just summarizing each and every paper. That is not the correct way. We can improve this by seeing the example which I will be showing at the end of the video. Now, the previous slide is how to conduct a better literature survey, and now this slide is basically is telling you how we can synthesize our findings, like what we have done in the literature survey, how we can organize our findings of the existing studies. So we have to identify the research gaps, we have to organize our gaps, and we have to then start writing the literature review. So this is a three-step process for synthesizing the research findings from the existing studies. So now, see here, I will be discussing now. These two slides are do's and don'ts, what we have to do, what we have not to do while conducting the literature survey. So normally, we have to, what we have to do, we have to be focused on the research questions. Normally, students, what they are doing, they are going apart from what they have framed in the research question. They are going beyond what they have doing. So that is a bad way. We have to be stay focused on the research question which we have framed. And most importantly, we have to use the recent references also from the reputed sources. This is a very important point, because if we are writing a paper into 2024, we need to cite at least 3 4 sources from 2023 and 2024. So this will be highlighting that you have already reviewed the current literature, what is going around the research community. And another thing is we have to diversify our sources. It means that we need to going on the all the databases which we are going to take. Like we have to find the literature from Science Direct, we have to find it from Springer, we have to find it from other reputed publishing houses. we have to diversify our sources so that we can have a bigger view of the research problem, which is to be done by the other people in the research community. Now we what after all doing these things, we what we have to do, we have to link our literature survey in the form of a storyline. Like we need to link the previous studies. Like we you are identifying 3 4 papers on some particular paper, and these 3 4 papers are independent paper, but if they are more or less, they might be linked with some of the aspect which you are going to study. So what we have to see is we have to link those research papers to form a specific storyline so that it can be better read by the audience, or I would say the readers. And most importantly, what we have to do, we have to start writing as we read. Normally what students does, they read the paper and they don't put the things, they don't summarize the paper. Then they forget and they try to write the paper after write the review of that particular paper afterwards. That is a bad approach. Whenever you have read the paper, you have to write the review findings of that particular paper as of now. So this is a good approach because whatever we have studied currently, we have to be summarizing that way in that particular moment. Now, what we have not to do, we this is a bad practice. Some of the students, they just summarize each and every paper specifically, and making one paragraph each paper. This is a bad approach. We need to correct this. This we have to link each and every paper with each other so that it can be better read. So we have to normally what I have seen, this is my personal experience, that students are mixing research challenges with the research gaps. So we need to identify research challenges are very much general and research gaps are very much specific. So we need to be more specific on research gaps rather than on the research challenges, which are very much general. uh, Also we have to not overload with details. We never like we have, if we are writing a paper like work based paper, we need to cite only 20, 15 or more, I would say 15 to 18 related work papers, not more than that. We cannot write like 25 30 papers in that particular literature survey. So we have to be very much specific related to specific problem. We have to cite only those papers in that. And students ignore the contradictory findings. This is also a very good thing which we need to take care of. We need to write the contradictory findings. Otherwise students, they think that they researchers, they think that we need one paper is saying about this particular aspect, the other paper is revolving around the 360 in that particular aspect. We need to mention those contradictory findings which has to be there in the existing studies. So one more aspect, we don't try to use AI tools which are there in the very popular nowadays. We need to be use very carefully to these tools so that we can not be in the plagiarism kind of effect. So we need to try to avoid these AI tools rather than using directly these AI tools. So these tips you need to take care of, like do's and don'ts for the literature, conducting a better literature survey. So we this is my personal experience. I want to share that we need to use certain tables for comparing the different studies. We need to show it in the tabular form. Use Excel sheet having different columns. This is a very important things. What we need to do, we try to create a Excel sheet where you can write down these columns: author name, year, title, model use, data set use, research gaps, strength, weaknesses, your idea for improvement. All these columns will be helpful for a specific paper which you are reading, and you need to mention these every paper in that particular Excel sheet. And at the last, you will be able to compile that Excel sheet for a better literature survey. And at the last, we have to evaluate our sources, that which papers are good, which paper are bad, which paper are not to be cited. We have to evaluate all the resources which are already we are doing in our conducting the literature survey. So this is my personal experience. I will be showing you the Excel sheet, that how you can do this in a better way. So this is the Excel sheet. You will be going to see certain columns here: author, year, publication house, dataset use, methodology use, strength, weaknesses, and ideas for improvement. So this you have to do for every paper which you are going to read, because we are synthesizing the findings for the for writing the literature review. Like the authors are author one, two, in which year it has been published. The first publication house is IEEE, and the dataset which is used by the paper is this, and the methodology is machine learning. They have used like random forest. High accuracy is the strength, high computational cost is the weakness, and you can make an improvement like using a lightweight model for real time detection. Similarly, you can add certain more columns as per your requirement, because you are going to synthesize and you are going to make this for your valuable findings from the current paper which you are reading. So you have to do for every paper which you are doing. So this will be one sheet which will be compiled and which will be used to synthesize your uh, complete conducting a literature review in a better manner. Thank you.